To Sana Hashmi, who is a fellow at the Taiwan-Asia Exchange Foundation. It's a private policy think tank. Sana joins us from Taipei. Thanks so much for your time, Sana. I read one piece of analysis that said, make no mistake, there is no altruism in China's foreign policy. Would you say that's true in this case, that China wants something for itself regarding the war in Ukraine and Russia's involvement in that conflict?
Definitely, I think this is specifically true when we talk about China-Russia partnership. Of course, there are tangible benefits for China. Russia is now China's top oil exporter, and it has surpassed Saudi Arabia. And of course, there are going to be several agreements, and one of the most important agreements going to be the deepening of comprehensive partnership between China and Russia. But then I feel that from this partnership, China is getting much more than what Russia is gaining from this. And definitely, it's a clear sign of China's support to Russia in this critical time when Russia is definitely on the losing side. So, of course, this is, even though China doesn't say it anymore, but this is definitely a manifestation of this no-limit partnership. And I feel it is also about you scratch my back, I also scratch your back. How Putin was there during the Winter Olympic that were hosted by China. So I think this partnership, this friendship is the manifestation of how these two countries are going to be each other's friend in times to come.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you think they're just making it completely obvious to each other, at least in private, that their partnership could be a counter to US hegemony? I mean, we heard Dasha in Moscow just talking about they believe, these two leaders, in a multipolar world where the United States is not driving every major decision. I mean, is that something that you think they can actually achieve?
I don't think that's really achievable, specifically in the present context when the entire West is unified against Russia, and I believe that we are also seeing a unified position against China. But I think it's more about building its own bloc, specifically from China's side, and gather the like-minded countries. Both Russia and China, what they're looking for is partner and allies to counter the pressure from the West. So I think this is the primary motive right now, and it is the short-term agenda from both Russia and China's side. And even if I could link it to the Iran and Saudi Arabia diplomatic deal and China's role on it, what China is trying to aim is to be a peace broker in this Russia-Ukraine war as well. And this is particularly evident given she will be having a phone call with the Zelensky once he's back to China. So and I think this is also about establishing a narrative that while West is fueling the war, China is going for peace and is a global peacemaker and is fitted to be the regional or perhaps global leader.
Sana, what do you make of the optics of Xi Jinping shaking Vladimir Putin's hand, standing next to him, having a 3-day state visit just a few days after the International Criminal Court said that Vladimir Putin may well have committed war crimes in Ukraine?
I think first is it's defying what the international community is saying, and at the same time saying that, we are friends and Russia is actually not doing something that's totally wrong. So I think we have to really read between the lines and also showing that, no matter what happens, we are good old friends. So I don't think that this is just about symbolism. They have already established that there are no forbidden areas in the relationship. And the affirmation that China's approach and China-Russia partnership is going to be there, and they oppose the Cold War mentality and against this unipolar world that the US is trying to establish. So I think this is one of the things that we are going to get out of this visit, this reaffirmation of this no limits friendship.
Sana, really appreciate the analysis. Thank you so much indeed. Sana Hashmi in Taipei.